What's happening, folks? Welcome back to another Uwharrie Forest adventure. So we're going to section this out, the entire trail. We've been working on it. This will be in our Uwharrie playlist. We have one for Burkhead too. So today we're at Tower Road trail access. It's behind us. We'll show you that real quick. 2 or 3 cars can park here. So this is Tower Road in Montgomery County, and we're going to hike to the top of Dark Mountain. Now in another video we've gone a Jumping Rock Trailhead and hiked to Dark Mountain from that. Very interesting place in the winter to go. You're at the highest peak in Montgomery County at Dark Mountain. A lot of legends and some ghost stories about this place. Because remember, when you go to Dark Mountain, you gotta hike on the sunshine day, stay in the light, stay out of the dark, they say. That's the one of the old legends. All right, so here's the trailhead. It's got enough for a couple cars. There's one other vehicle here besides us. And this is going to go, when you hit this trail going southbound from here, you're going to be heading toward 109 Trailhead. But for now, we are going to go across this dirt road. Tower Road is paved, some of it, but this section is dirt. Any vehicle can travel this. It's just a regular old dirt road. This is Tower Road. You're not far from the East Morris Mountain Camp. It's just a camp spot. A lot of hunters use it. It's just a small camp area called East Morris Campground. It's on Tower Road, not far from here. And then here's the trail that goes up toward, we'll be going northbound to Dark Mountain. This time of year you get a lot of these real pretty yellow plants, because now we're in late fall. So we go up here. A lot of history on this trail, and there you have it, Uwharrie Trail. And then that's just this old sign for road, old forest road. It says road
834.
734?
8.
Or 834? I don't know.
I don't know.
It's an old sign. And right over there is the trailhead for Tower Road. A lot of people camp out here, but we are just, like I said, we're hiking to section it out. So we're going to be going northbound from here to the summit Dark Mountain, where we stopped in a previous video before. And the Montgomery Randolph County line of the Uwharrie Forest is approximately right near the Joe Moffett Trailhead. Right before that, coming southbound on the trail. After you hit King Mountain, and then you hit, there's a road crossing down there, and then you hit Joe Moffett Trailhead. Majority of the Uwharrie Forest is in Montgomery County. Like the Uwharrie Forest itself, majority of it, about 79% of it is in Montgomery County. And then Randolph County and Davidson County is the rest of it. So anyway, today we're focusing on northbound to summit of Dark Mountain, or right there near the summit. Not exactly the summit, because I think that's private property. So we'll go hike this and give you some highlights. And then our goal is to work our way back down to the trailhead here and go all the way out to hopefully West Morris Campground trail access. That'll put us about halfway from Tower Road to 109 Trailhead. Because this is a long trail. This is, you're talking about 20 miles roughly of trail that we're sectioning out, not including what's in Burkhead Wilderness, which we've hiked all the marked trails there. So check this out, and we'll just update you as we hike on highlights and the stuff we find, and we'll get back to you. What's happening? So yeah, we got our directions mixed up. We're going southbound toward 109 trail access, but we're not going over there today. This road access here that we crossed over now on the Uwharrie Trail is called Panther Branch. Panther Branch Road. It's just an old access road. I don't think the public can use it. So we hiked. The Tower Road access is also called the Horse Mountain Trailhead, because as you go southbound, you're going to actually be hiking down below, which we just did, around Horse Mountain. Horse Mountain, I don't know why it's called Horse Mountain, but if y'all do, let us know in the comments or give us a hit. But Horse Mountain, they're saying it's about 853 elevation. So we'll go on down to about the West Morris Camp Trail access is where we're going to turn around, about halfway between here and 109. And then we'll highlight as we come across some things and get back to you. But that's what we're doing now. So we went southbound, and we did see some blueberries. The Ranch Road access, it's just a private road probably. It's my guess, or Old Forest Road, I don't know. But we're going to keep going southbound and see what else we can come up with. All right, we got a creek crossing here. I don't know what creek it is, but it might be, maybe it's Panther Branch, I don't know. There's a tree with some carvings on it. Huh. All right, buddy, well, let's cross that creek and yeah, we did. He said we saw some minnows in that creek for sure. But yeah, it's a little stream we crossed after Panther Branch Road. Up and down inclines. Uwharrie is a ancient word. Rocky soil, they claim, is what it means. A lot of rocks here. You're going to see a lot of rocks and big rocks in the distance too. So yeah, but a lot of history here. A lot of off-site, off-trail stuff too, as far as gold history, gold minings, and as far as a lot of old campsites and things. Like there's one across the branch over here. There's a nice camp spot. I think this is Panther Branch, or Panther Creek, Panther Branch. Because look, the creek's nice. This flows into it right here. Very nice creek, good water source. There's a camp right across there. And folks, that might be the old Camp 11, is what we've been told. There's a camp near Panther Branch, right there off to the side there. And it's in the distance, I don't know if you can see it. It's over there. So that's probably the old Camp 11 is what we've been told. But let us know if you know different or whatnot. We're going to keep going southbound, and we'll highlight and hit you up on some cool stuff as we find it. Show you an example. We got another slightly off-trail campsite. That was Panther Branch we told you about, and there's an audio tour of it right here. And of course, somebody's been shooting it with a 22 or something. Who knows? But you know, people are morons out here. Somebody left his whole sleeping bag out there near the old Camp 11 that we just showed y'all earlier. So another winner that likes to leave their stuff and not pack up. But here's a campsite right here, nice one. That's how you should see a camp. Is this is a nice one, and they got wood ready to go for the next person. You can use any deadfall wood out here. You just can't cut trees down in the national forest. We found several trees that have carvings all in them from years. So it could be scouts and stuff, and people who've made a lot of memories out in these woods. But yeah, guys, the wannabe campers are the ones that don't know what they're doing when they come out here and leave the trash. They're the wannabes. The real, true people, they always pack their stuff out. So for the most part, it's clean, well kept. And then Panther's Branch is right there. And then that tree that has the carvings is over here. I think. Right there. It's wild though, isn't it? There's a lot of history out here. Look at this. Old carvings too. All over this tree. All kinds of stuff. Strange find on the trail. This tree. This tree has a big wood. Has big wood, look. It's grown inside of it. It had fallen and got grown in there, I guess. Look at that thing, it sticks out. It ain't no coming out. And then all the way to the top. Is that not wicked? The stuff you can find out here. Inside the tree. That's crazy. Here, I'll step out so you can get a better view of it, but that's funny. That was a weird tree with that piece of wood stuck in it. And I want to show it one more time just because it's crazy. It's clearly stuck. It won't move. And then the back side, it looks like it went all the way through one time and broke off or something. That's crazy. Now check this out. Where's your shag bark? And there's more, you said. Yeah, there's a couple more shag barks.
There's a few trees.
Shag bark hickories are more rare for us, but they got the shag bark right on the Uwharrie Trail. You see, here's a trail right here. That's a shag bark hickory right there. You can definitely tell by the bark is so unique. And there used to be a lot of them. There's not many anymore. And then, but yeah, it's such neat territory. All right, we're gonna keep going and see what else we find. Off trail, you can see a lot of pits, mounds and indentions in the ground back there. It just don't show up on camera very well, but you're gonna see, I don't know what that was. Or an old road possibly is wide through here, just is flat through here and goes up and around possibly. But anyway, you're gonna see mounds all throughout the Uwharries. Evidence of old gold mining, very common. Lots of quartz, we saw some today too. But anyway, we're gonna keep on trucking it and make our way to the halfway point on this trail so we can walk back and then hit Dark Mountain. Look what you found. Show them with your stick. Pile of rocks off trail, just barely off trail, but it's definitely stacked intentionally. It's not a fire pit. I don't know what that is. And then down there's another one, and it's not flat land, it's a slight incline. There's those piles. And then over here is another set. Right there. This is not far off the Uwharrie Trail, but again, more stacked rocks, and it's, I mean, it's pretty big. Come up to about your knee, and then it falls to the back. And it's like I say, it's on a hill. I don't know what that is, but there's two of them. And like this one, and straight above it is the second pile. So I don't know, and it is an incline. So definitely probably not a homestead. Unless you're gonna, I don't know, the sun's probably in the way there. See, there's that pile. A lot of stuff like this through the Uwharries and Burkheads. Winter, it's the best time to hike and find this stuff. But there's two piles right there, not far off the Uwharrie Trail. It's going southbound toward 109 Trailhead from Tower Road, and it's before the West Morris Camp side trails, before all that. I don't know, what do you guys think that is? That's crazy. It's about 50 yards off trail, because we're on the trail right here.
Yep.
And it's literally right down there. It's where those piles of rocks are. Another shag bark hickory. It's really cool to find these trees. But yeah, let us know in the comments if you know anything about those two piles of rocks. It's just odd that it's an incline. Not steep, but there is an incline, so it's not a homestead, but I don't know if they farmed it or clearing the land for something or what, but kind of odd. But the forest out here is full of that stuff. And remember, the Uwharrie Forest is 50,000 acres, and there wasn't no such thing as Uwharrie Forest back then. I mean, they just had so much forest and land to use. Tons of homesteads all throughout the Uwharrie Forest and Burkheads. Not just one or two, we're talking about dozens. And we're losing all that data in history. People are dying to interview and talk to. and history's being forgotten. A lot of spider webs out here this time of year. But yeah, in the future we're going to be doing some off-trail exploring in Burkhead a little bit more. We know we're we got a lead on a full standing chimney out there. We're going to try to locate here in a few months, so stay tuned. But hey, we're going to keep going southbound to our stopping point, and we'll get back to you. All right, quartz. More quartz on the trail. This is an example of all the quartz that you can find out here. And then we got some trees grow up. Trees are growing and knocks the quartz up to the surface too. And back then, quartz was the #1 sign that there was gold nearby. And in the distance, you can see mounds and stuff, which makes you wonder about pit digs and stuff like that. But very interesting. We're going to keep going, but yeah, the Uwharries, it's fun to explore, and it's a challenge. Section hiking can be even more so challenging than a hike through, just about, because you got to duplicate a lot of back and forth, because we just got one vehicle we're just kind of doing. We're doing it intentionally, section hiking at our own pace, because we're exploring and taking our time at each hiking event we do out here, just to kind of get the most out of it. But yeah, we're going to keep going southbound, and we'll hit you up at the next cool thing we come across.
We made it to Barnes Creek Overlook Road. Only a mile to go to Morse Camp, whatever you call it.
Yep. So a little forestry road called Barnes Creek Overlook Road. Uwharrie Trail crosses it. You just keep going straight. We came from over there and we got to go this way. And here's the road. And it goes behind him. What we found out was Panther Branch does flow into Barnes Creek. We do have a video on our channel that shows you Barnes Creek Falls and jumping off rock, or jumping rock, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Because you remember in Hendersonville there's something else called jump off rock. So if you Google jump off rock, you're going to be in Hendersonville at that overlook. Jumping off rock is the one here in the Uwharries, and there's a ending story with that one. It's on a different video we have that as we're exploring jumping off rock. You can watch that. A lot of animals in the background running through the woods here. We think it's deer, and a lot of acorns are falling this time of year. But anyway, we're going to keep going southbound. Our goal is to hike to West Morse Camp Access Trail and turn around. Now, West Morse Camp, you can go there, and I think it's $10, what I read, in an envelope, and throw it in their lockbox, and you can 14 individual camps, 2 group camps. Basically, mostly hunters use it, but you can also use it yourself to access the Uwharrie Trail. But you got to hike about 8/10 or 3/4 of a mile from that camp to the Uwharrie Trail, and that's one way, of course. Anyway, we're going to keep going southbound and see what we see. Found something. We call this Quartz Camp. So this is Quartz Camp. That's a nice fire pit of quartz and a quartz rock here. So this is along the Uwharrie Trail. This is a nice one. Nice camp. So that's just proof of all the quartz out here. So yeah, Morse Mountain. It's in Troy, and that's why you got a West Morse Camp and an East Morse Camp, and we're kind of going in between them through the Uwharrie Trail, but kind of neat. We're going to keep going southbound. We're almost at our turnaround point. Yeah, guys, this is weird though. Look at it. I took some pictures of my phone too. All the growth on this thing. Little bumps all over it. And this thing's got like 3 trees into one, but kind of, but 1, 2. This one splits off. 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. All that growth. What do y'all think that is? This growth stuff. That's pretty cool. see, dude. Check these holes out, guys.
Good example of mining pits.
Look, big, huge holes, and there's back in here too. Looks like it's been dug out. Trail cuts right through here, guys, but it looks like some old mining pits, and then it's trenched down the other side too. Back up in here. You'll find all kinds of cool stuff. Pits through here too. But really wild stuff you'll find out here in Uwharrie, guys. Lots of old stuff. All right, well, we're almost at our turnaround spot. There's a porch nearby too. We're gonna stop right here. This road, this access right here, this old, the trail comes across. This is Horse Mountain. To go, if you follow it to the right, you'll end up at the camp, West Morris Camp, and their trail to the camp. So we're going to turn around here because our next trip out here is 109 Trailhead. We're going to hike it northbound back to here and back down for our next section and start doing our southern parts. So our goal now is to go back to the parking lot, and then we'll hit you up there, and then we're going to attempt to go to the top of Dark Mountain and end it so that we have all of our sections completed all the way out until our next time as the 109 Trailhead adventure will begin. But what a cool find. Lots of blueberries out here, or evidence of blueberries. We found some cool looking trees so far, and some cool camps, the old Camp 11 and all that. So yeah, so stay tuned and we'll hit you back at the parking lot. Made it back to the parking lot. We're the only car here today. Now, this time of day, the other guy left that was parked here. So we did go to, let's see. We did go to Horse Mountain Summit. We just went off trail a little ways and went to the top. Don't waste your time, ain't nothing there. We thought maybe somebody might made a summit marker or something, but no. Here's the Uwharrie Trail going toward Dark Mountain. So we'll be going Uwharrie Trail. I guess this will be going northbound. And it crosses over this gated road where the parking lot is there. And you have a sign over here. But yeah, there's a lot of hills, a lot of rocks. There's the Uwharrie sign. Right here you go. Well, it's not too bad, honestly, if you wanted to hike from Jumping Rock Trailhead to 2 miles. We're not going to the trailhead. We've already been there. Just to the top of Dark Mountain. 6.3 miles to 109 Trailhead. 109 will be our next section where we'll start at the 109 Trailhead next time. All right, we're going to hike this up. There's another sign up here. But yeah, the trail's well kept. We saw nobody out here today. Looks like a newer sign. Uwharrie Trail, Road 1306 and 2 miles. That's probably just a jumping off rock parking area. So yeah. Dark Mountain has a lot of legends. Google it, look it up. It's on our other video too. That'll be in our Uwharrie playlist. And there's a story about some brothers that buried their father's treasure somewhere off of a ridge that you can see from jumping off rock. And then he killed his brother, buried his brother with his dad's treasure, and he eventually, something happened bad to him, and then he left no instructions on where this treasure is. So that's off of the jumping rock itself. If you stand there and look out, there's also some Indian legends about different stories. But Dark Mountain has a lot of dark history. You know, it's got a lot of murders happening up there. Outlaw Cave was out there where a guy hid out from the revenuers. Liquor Springs runs through there. He was moonshining. We know there's documents of painted rock up there. We think we found it in our other video where people were killed on painting rock, and it's got a red tint, and if you wash it off, the blood comes back overnight. And back in the Revolutionary War days, people would hide out there. Didn't want to fight in the war, the bounty hunters would come and get them and then slaughter them on painted rock. Anyway, a lot of cool stories, but we'll hit you up as we hike this. And as we find some more cool stuff, we will stop and chime in briefly. We made it. We're on Dark Mountain.
Yep.
It's kind of a short hike from the Tower Road parking lot. Anyway, we made it to where we left off on a video previously from jumping off rock, or jumping rock, never mind, jumping rock on that side. We've already been up here. Dark Mountain's a pretty special spot. Yep. Over here, that right there, best we can tell, that's painted rock. That's the legend of painted rock. You can tell it's got some staining on it. Staining. So that's painted rock. We talked about that in our other video. As far as so far on the Uwharrie, on the Montgomery side, the county side, the Little Long Mountain is most popular. You're going to find people there all the time, or more frequently. You know, Joe Moffett Trailhead, pretty easy hike, a mile and a half or so, and you're pretty much at Little Long Mountain. It's got a great view, and the Eagle's Nest Shelter. That's already on the video. We like that spot. We like Dark Mountain because of the history behind it, and painted rocks up here, and then you got all these rocks up here on the, it might not be the official summit, but that's where the trail goes over. It's the highest point in Montgomery County, and you got all kind of crazy rocks on the top here, scattered out. Good place to explore. Also in the winter, it's a great hike in the winter to do Dark Mountain because the leaves are gone. Right now you can't see much, but we hiked in the winter before. Excellent, good views up here for the winter time. We recommend doing Dark Mountain in the winter. So far we like the Dark Mountain, Little Long Mountain as well on the Montgomery side. On Randolph County side, the little girl's grave is pretty cool. The Boy Scout camps that's been built, Camp 7, all of them in Burkhead, Camp 4, Camp 3, Camp 5, there's Camp 6. All those are pretty cool. So Randolph County has a lot of neat stuff. But yeah, get out here and explore. We hope you enjoyed the video, but like I said, we gotta close it off. We're tired. We're gonna hike back to the car and head home. But we did this section. We hope you, like I said, we hope you got something out of it. We encourage people that can't do a through hike to section it out like we are. So in the very near future, we will be at the 109 Trailhead. That's our next stop. And we'll be going northbound to where we left off today, there at the Morris Mountain Road, I believe that little crossing is. And then probably work our way from 109 southbound, and we will eventually find another shelter, Crystal's Place Shelter, south of 109, going south. But anyway, we're tired, as you can tell. Give us a like, subscribe if you want some more adventures like this, and yeah, and anything else that you know about the area, put it in the comments or email us and let us know if there's any other places that you want us to check out. But there is a little small cave up here. It's not really Outlaws Cave, probably not. That one's probably caved in, but it's out here somewhere on Dark Mountain. Liquor Springs is out here. But yeah, a lot of cool stuff. Like I say, it just blows my mind every time we're out here. And different times of year is good to hike too. Just to get, just changes. I mean, it's amazing. But like I say, a lot of history, a lot of mining and stuff. Just blows your mind. All right, folks. Well, we'll catch you on the next adventure. Are you tired, sir?
Yep.
We're gonna go home. Time to get some dinner.